Your process must be a what? I haven't got that.
Okay, we got one more. Yay. It's Nicole.
Ah! Hi, Nicole. You look amazing.
It won't let me do it. What do you want me to do?
Don't worry. Don't bother. It's better to see your face than Ivy.
I like
Hi,
it.
Amy. Hi, how you doing?
Hey.
Sorry, I'm struggling for a background that supports my... Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
There's a floating door.
Who you care? I mean, it's not essential.
The door.
I mean, it is essential.
Oh, weeds coming out the door. It's great. Let's do
I think
that.
it's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Looks like
Hold on.
have you
Oh,
sketched that on your wall?
Hey, where do you edit your name?
You go to your box, go to you,
Yeah.
in the top right-hand corner, there's
Oh, yeah,
a little
read
blue
it.
button, you click on it.
Cool, got it. Hold on.
But it's your weed's name, right? It's your
Well,
weed's
look-
name, not your birth name. Hey. So Isabel,
Yeah.
Jem is last. She's not going to show herself. She's just going to be on that image.
Okay, cool. No problem.
So, you know, in case you were worried.
No, fine.
Okay,
I want our last people to come.
Yeah, who's left?
We haven't got just looking. We haven't got Evie. Have we got Evie? No.
Oh. Right.
Sure. Oh.
Oh, it should be Anna. Sorry, it should be Anna.
I'm going to go and come back again because I've changed my name to Everlasting Sweet Pea. Oh, hi, Nicole. Oh, you look nice.
She looks great.
I'll be back. I'll come and I'll come back. Maybe.
I have solved why it was double echoing then. I was very confused. Sorry about that. Did you all hear it double echoing? I was very confused.
I didn't. It was all been clear.
Did you not? Oh, it's just in mine.
It's just you.
I must be very confused why I was talking at different times.
You were panicking and we were all really chill.
Yeah, I thought Amy was just asking me the same.
Isabel, I wondered if the
Yeah.
banner behind, I wonder if you should move it slightly to your right so we can see
I
it.
thought this.
Then you can...
It could be one of those ones where, you know, if you touch it, it collapses.
Don't do it then.
Isabel, if you look for someone
Yeah.
called Anna Wilson,
Wilson.
it's Anna Wilson. That's Evie's mum. There we
Amazing.
go.
Okay, and then we got Lulu.
Oh, it's my fucking sister.
Oh, Louise Keenwood.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, she has been there for ages.
Oh, there she is. TikTok star. Hey, Evie.
Hello.
I think that's everyone. 1, 2, 3,
Marissa.
8, 9, 10. Marissa.
Marissa Bell.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
That's meant to be.
We've got a Miriam.
How do I
Oh, who's
change that?
Miriam? Hi, Louise.
Hi.
Your hair looks great.
Thanks. You look nice. Thanks.
Something.
I don't have a background. Should I have a background?
Yes.
Oh.
Did you get the email? Did you read the email? Oh, I'm going to get passive aggressive now. Did you read the whole email?
I thought I did. Yeah.
There was some attachments. On the attachments were 2
What is this?
images with your name on.
Oh shit it. All right. Okay. I'm on it. I'll sort it.
I thought I'd been clear, but
Yeah.
Okay, we're still waiting on Marissa,
yeah,
but
that's
fine apart from that.
I think the stag's looking a bit odd.
Yeah, I don't really know how to change it to like a normal.
Oh, you don't know how to change it back? go to.
Oh, okay.
You don't know. You do.
How come everyone else's is working but mine?
I don't know.
Oh, mine wasn't either. Don't worry about it, man.
Wait, can I?
It's
Oh,
honestly, it's not
synced with something.
essential. It's better for you to be there than the weird. There we go.
Oh,
No.
so it's the white that triggers it. Okay. Wait, let me try another wall. 1 second.
Might wait another 2 minutes and then just start. Marissa might turn up, hopefully.
Yeah.
Unless she's panicking in my email, I'm not sure.
Wait, okay, that works. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
So, Isabel, are you going to unmute us when it's our turn?
That is the grand plan. If
Right.
I don't, for any reason, like I seem like I'm trying to find your name for too long, then just unmute yourself. It's totally fine. Just checking emails now.
Oh.
Woody, how do I change my Zoom background?
Don't come down because they're all on screen. Everyone will see you. So I'm not going to.
You need to go to there's like a I think it's in the camera. So the bottom left hand corner, there's a microphone and a camera option. You click on the little arrow next to camera.
Your sister's got a fantastic microphone, Amy.
Powerful, eh?
Yeah, really good.
Okay, what do you reckon, guys? Should we start?
I've
Feeling
messaged her.
confident?
What? So what? I'm up first. So what am I supposed to do?
Don't worry, it will all make sense. I'm just going to introduce you all then once we're sort of
I'm
sorted.
just reading a poem.
Yeah. Just reading a poem. Don't worry about reading the Latin. Don't worry about reading the title. I forgot to say that.
Yeah,
it's really hard, and I don't want anyone to humiliate themselves.
Bullshit.
Otherwise, why would I ask you to?
Okay, let's go for it. Let's let him in. Hello, everyone that's just starting to join. We'll wait till you've got acclimatized and everything. It auto mutes when you come on, but that's not because we don't love you. You're welcome to unmute and say hello. We're just getting started and making sure no one else is in the waiting room before we get going. You'll notice that we have some people with some really funky backgrounds, which are illustrations from the book by Jack Wellington, and he's modeling one of them himself at the top. But you'll notice they're all called weeds from the book, so you might not notice their names, and they're our performers for this evening. So I think we've got everyone. Okay, and welcome to the House of Weeds. This is a gorgeous collaboration of poetry and illustration between Amy Keane and Jack Wellington. It's been really exciting to work on, and it's really great to hear it in lots of different voices tonight. We've got broadcasters, TikTok stars, actors, and creative souls in their own right. So it's going to be great to hear it in their voices. You can see some of them getting excited. So once I show you the trailer, which is gorgeous, narrated by Amy, we're just going to go straight into the performers. So I'll introduce them now for you. So we've got Matthew Desmere, who is our castor oil plant. Yeah, wave, do wave, I forgot to say that. He's at the top. We've got Marissa Bell, who's our hoary mustard. So she's hopefully going to join. If she doesn't, we are going to go on to our giant hogweed, who is the lovely Lulu Wood. Do you want to wave? You don't have to, it's optional. There you go. And then we have Evie Wilson, who is our crow garlic. And we have Tyrese Asamoah, the stag's head sumac. We have Dolly Thornton, the everlasting sweet pea. Simon Akers, our Scarlet Pimpernel. We have Amos Charlotte Keane, of course, as our cat's ear, and Jack Wallington, naturally, Fox and Cubs. Alex Morrison, Ivy. Nicole Garnier, I hope I've said that right. Stinking Iris, and Gemma Higgins as our butterfly bush in the middle there, who is actually modelling the illustration, so she's not waving at us today. Okay, amazing. Thank you so much for joining us today in this weird virtual time. We're going to have a Q&A at the end, so while you're listening, if you think of anything you'd like to ask Amy or Jack, you're very welcome. So I'm now going to share the trailer from the book with you.
Yeah.
I can't do a remake.
Amy, we can't hear this.
I don't think anyone can hear the video.
No.
But it looks wonderfully
Doesn't
evocative.
it? Doesn't it? I think Isabel, we'll have to go back to the beginning. I think you were muted, so we couldn't hear your.
Looks great. Like,
Yeah.
We'll start again, guys. Hope you enjoy it with the sound this time. As Amy says, she narrates it beautifully and it's going to be so much better.
Oh God, was I supposed to narrate it? Sorry.
You're supposed to ad lib while we sing.
Yeah, please. Here we go, guys. Sorry about that. Just shout at me if you can hear it in a minute and then we'll be joyous.
Between 1879 and 1941, 2 unlisted buildings in Peckham served as refuge to 47 individuals. It was a site of urban legend, asylum for the disgraced rebels and mentally unorthodox time. Those who did not fit an aesthetic template, they refused to respect society's imposed sexual restrictions. The atypical men who had failed and been failed by the system, and outspoken women who only a few centuries prior would have been burnt as witches. Little is known about what went on in those houses, as its lodgers were heard but rarely seen. Neighbours spoke of wild all-night parties, raucous laughter, mirrors thrown from the bedroom windows with such force they dented the pavement below, and sounds of babies crying bloody murder within the damp foundations.
Sorry, I think it's too. I think there's something to do with the sound that's it's somehow distorted. Should we try again?
Yeah, sure. Sorry.
That's right.
Why do you think it's distorted? And if you
It's like there's some weird reverb.
okay, maybe I need
Sounds
to.
a bit like it's underwater.
Yeah, and I wasn't underwater when I recorded it.
Well,
Is anyone's mic on? Perhaps it, like, you know, obviously not now. But it could be that it's like reverbing.
Isabel, sorry, it's Nina. I've just unmuted just to ask if you've got a phone close to your tech equipment. That can sometimes do it as well.
I do. I will remove that. Let's try that. Right, take 3, guys. Let's give it a go.
What the fuck was that?
No, I've got the video. I can try and play it.
Yes, please. Let's try that.
Yep.
I really want to hear this now.
It's fucking. Right, let me.
This better be good, Amy.
Honestly, this is worth the wait.
You're going to be crying. I swear to God, you're going to be crying by the end of it. So you've got this time to prepare. Jack, do you have the video?
I've got on the link if you click on it.
Oh, hang
on the chat, sorry.
Okay, I'll try it now. Hang on. Oh, I can't share my screen, Isabel. If you can.
Give that a go.
Okay. Oh, hang on.
You've been given the official host title, Jack. So
I've got the actual video here, so we could.
Okay.
No.
Between 1870
Enjoy!
Two unlisted buildings in Peckham refuge to 47 individuals. It was a site of urban legend, asylum for the disgraced rebels and mentally unorthodox of the time. Those who did not fit an aesthetic template, who refused to respect society's imposed sexual restrictions. The atypical men who had failed and been failed by the system, and outspoken women who only a few centuries prior would have been burned as witches. Little is known about what went on in those houses, as its lodgers were heard but rarely seen. Neighbours spoke of wild all-night parties, raucous laughter, mirrors thrown from the bedroom windows with such force they dented the pavement below, and sounds of babies crying bloody murder within the damp foundations. On a trip to the UK, the 20th century French philosopher Lucien Perrault became fascinated with the concept of this home for outsiders, intrigued by the rumours of rabid nonconformity. Perrault paid a visit, banging on both front doors with a pack of photographers and journalists, ready to catch a glimpse of what and who was inside. When the doors stayed closed, he was enraged, publicly dismissing the illegal tenants as les mauviettes, the weak things, or weeds, none brave enough to meet him. He wrote a series of scathing essays about those foolish enough to believe their self, their identity, was bigger and better than society, and predicted for them an isolated and depressing end. But those who knew described the safe houses as happy, scenes of liberation, love affairs, art, and kindness, where all were allowed to be themselves and grow. Both houses were bombed on 6th of June 1941 during the Blitz. No breathing bodies were found. All that survived the blaze were random objects: toys, lipsticks, stage costumes, a microscope, and the collection of perfectly preserved poems you'll hear today, authors unknown. Since the bombings, the houses remain untouched, but all manner of wildflowers have grown under the floorboards in every room. These weeds exist in harmony and have become a landmark of local beauty. The cornucopia of unique notes provides an unfettered reminder of the rebels, that there was once unbridled life within those walls.
I hope it was worth the anticipation. Thank you for bearing with us. Good, I'm glad. So we've got some lovely performance for us now. Just before we start with the performance, have we got our hoary mustard, Marissa? If so, shout at me. So, okay, cool. So we're going to go from castor oil plant to giant hogweed, just to let you know. So I'm going to unmute now.
Common is a common enemy, tool of the powerful, honed persuasion, robust as buses. So weak, hate weak, lost, bury lost. Charity craves the sick. The world needs weeds to define what it means to rise, to thrive, an underdog. Remedy when all that's left is pale irrelevance. My story is timeless, I'm told, fresh as a bloody sword, twisted and withdrawn by agile wrists of expert assassins, protector of the poorest, enemy of castes, all that is and ever will be, deep, relentless, red.
Humans dig fear, it's evolutionary. The squeezing adrenaline of rumbling threat, the rising bile of toxic terror, staccato pricks on the back of your neck, his nameless, blistering, unnatural wretch of Mother Nature's twisted sex. An ugly jump that hides their arms, shields their eyes, freshly cut fear, a grueling reminder of being alive.
Is madness real, or is it a look? A plugged Lynn and electrified Barnet, ice skating lollipop legs, a souffle of hairy chaos, all thumbs and squiggles and crowing karaoke to a gorgonzola moon. Great big balls of inflorescence like nothing on this planet. We are all a little mad, but it's lovely.
Destiny, I'm on the phone, man. I'm a genius. Look at me. Mind fresh as stag, spikes flushed as autumn, palms fertile as a Greek sculpture. He called my frequent stems rebellious. I think I've gone in someone else's place, haven't I? I didn't. Sorry, no, it's just another person's unmuted, and I thought, oh, okay, cool.
It's you. You're perfect. Start from the start.
Cool.
Don't worry.
From the TOP. All right. Stag's horn sumac. I'm a genius. Look at me. Mind fresh as stag, spikes flushed as autumn, palms fertile as Greek sculpture. The pissed philosopher didn't agree. He called my frequent stems rebellious, came to the door and screamed of Übermensch, my reluctance to grasp the earthly world with relish and gratitude. Laughed at my poetry, scattered on the front lawn. Real poetry doesn't rhyme like this. It's whatever we tell you it is. It's like the game. Once you know, you know. The secret is to worship the poets. Quote the philosophers. Thank the men and don't dare even once act natural.
Since birth, there have existed immeasurable expectations, blend into backgrounds, prosper via submission, find love, perish as and when required. Yet, wildflower to the core, these expectations do not satisfy my urge to combat, arm my cannons, tilt, prepare for mutiny and outlandish fire. Seed pods cracking open as they twist, shoot, and leave.
Gluttons for punishment love the Gemini. The allure of double living. Violent contradictions that bury the soul. The positive reinforcement of a rubber mask. Hidden spots of salamander you can feel before you see. Soothing and translucent as soft melon in midsummer. Gemini's pounce. When succumbed, it's easy to be tricked into thinking gods and monsters are the same thing.
You've got to kick down a door, prise the wood from its hinges, so uninvited in my yellow dress. Maleficent beams stalk my frame across the marble floor. My name must have slipped from the guest list. An oversight, no drama. I'm here now. Rotten souls name what they can't understand, some biblical legacy, assumptions of wickedness, like the dandelion before me. Clones succeed. Note that kindly. The thick treacle of familiarity, a hungry saccharine mess, as rigid and safe as a scold's bridle. I hear them say, what have we done? What have we done to bring her here? And I know that whatever I am, it's working.
If we work backwards from the old man, his story has a happy ending. A ravaged narcissist whose white marbled leaf veins throb through tight grey garments becomes a guiltless work of art, philanderer, creator of chaos, who shapeshifts into ruthless social climber, taking back his soul from the devil. If we work backwards, the viral romping beast evolves into boy, with dreams of limitless love. Instead, he's named a nuisance, terror, this boy who dies a baby, filling the room with hopeful cries, oblivious to his woeful state.
And Fox and Cubs.
My advice to my unborn is this. Growth won't be easy, nor bloom, the kind of shine one accumulates that spreads like camera flash. A warmth memorable as old fashions, licking the curl of your tongue. A kindness that settles and coaxes the dust open so new seeds may fall in, making it richer for the next. What I tell to my unborn is this. Growth occurs when you rise, hands held, when you allow yourself to bless the intricacies of your neighbour. We are all children, so when you eye the open buds of fellow cubs, whether small or torn, are proud of every shade, the strength of each to smash through hard earth, when you thank the sun for all of us, when you can say you are part of a pack more powerful than its parts, and you know it to be true, you are grown, and it will last forever.
We got beef, like lipstick terrorism and red letterboxes. Rich beef, tough beef, beef on a Sunday and Suicide Tuesday. Rub down dank in covert doorways. Beef with the bourgeois, beef getting sticky. Childless warriors chasing thoroughbreds. Beef with the bellboys, beef in the basement. Peace talks and scenic liberty kicking up a stink. A stink is, as always, mightier than the sword. Sleep standing up with one eye open, beef. Pray. Wait for the rain. We are rare. Well done.
I don't look for danger, but I need to know it's close. Like on a rooftop, drunk and heavy, tipped by cheeky winds. I wish to be a standalone specimen in waste grounds, dancing in the dark like a purple butterfly, like no one's watching. No one's watching. I'll find an abandoned building to wrestle myself in, make my shadow big and intimidating with long snout and horns. It'll look broad and sinister, but we'll both know our secret. High, we'll paint the walls with fevered streaks of royal red. At my most magnificent, I am tutti-frutti ornamental, can renature a space without even trying. I need to know that at any moment, anything could happen. It is the only way, I think, I can stay alive. Life is simpler when you don't think too much. I don't want to die. I just need to know it's possible.
Yay!
Yay!
Wow.
Thank you, everyone.
So before we do a little Q&A after, but obviously you might not have questions straight away. So what I thought is, if you want to put a little minimal question, whatever you like, if you don't want to talk live, you can just put a question in. If you want to talk live, you can say your name in the chat and I'll call you out. Well, maybe Jack and Amy, you can talk a little bit first while people are thinking about what it was like to put together a collaboration. And Amy's a bit worried just about what you like about the book and working with it.
We can certainly talk.
Absolutely.
What I wanted to say, or just kind of tell everyone, is that this isn't our first collaboration. Some 10 years ago, we collaborated on a music festival festival, didn't we, Jack? That was dedicated to Britney Spears.
It was highly experimental.
How'd it go?
Jack and I are both obsessed with Britney Spears, the good and the bad. And yeah, about 10 years ago, we created a festival called Femme Festival, which was named after her fourth album. And I think less people attended than today.
But what that proved was, it was the people that came, not the numbers, that made all the difference. It was epic. We had fences around the outside. It was a proper festival. It had fences. They were tiny fences, about this big, and we just had we had a ghetto blaster stage. And it was really good.
I think I missed it that year, and that was my biggest regret, because I was watching the Grand National, and you kept saying you would do it again, but you never did.
I think that's my biggest regret, is that we never did it again.
Amy and Jack, we've got a question from Payam saying, how did you decide which plants to include? And they say, sorry, there's some noisy kids in their background, so.
That's a good question, actually. I'm just going to think back to how we decided. I think that in particular was such a collaboration. I think we were actually sitting down together. From what I remember, Amy had chosen some before, and I suggested some, and then we reached a point where we both went, we need to choose full set now. And I think I can't remember, we were in a cafe or something, or walking around here, choosing the ones that we liked, and I'm not quite sure why we chose them. It was kind of maybe just an emotional thing that we liked the flower, or Amy, you already had an idea as to where you would take the story. I don't know.
So the thing about sorry, did you want me to? So Jack has another book called Wild About Weeds, which is a gardening design book, which is a fascinating, like amazing kind of story come gardening book about the history of so many weeds. I think there's like 47 or something, isn't there, Jack?
Yeah.
And so when we started working on this together, Jack would actually, do you not remember, you would hand me the most interesting weeds as a test to see if I could write about them like they were a person. And the first one you did was the Canary Princess. What was it? The Canary Princess Never Be Less. I can't remember. It was a yellow one.
Is that the one that you just did? The cat's ear.
No. Like the I can't remember, a yellow something. But the first poem I wrote was about a dandelion, and it was supposed to be autobiographical, and it was so dark and weird that Jack was like, if we're going to do this book together, can you please promise me that you won't be this dark and weird? Because I have a reputation as a gardener that I need to uphold. So I kept it light, and there's only one swear word in the whole book.
It's quite strange, really. I was looking, we got the Welsh poppy, I don't know if it's that yellow one. And then we got this other yellow one, Evening Primrose. It might be one of those.
It's the yellow Cordialis, Canary Princess.
I remember why I chose that one, because I really wanted that plant included in the gardening book, Wild About Weeds. I kept coming back to that one weed because it's all around cities and you see it in walls, and that when you go out now, whichever city or town you're in, you'll see it growing in walls. And to me, it looks it's always immaculate when you walk past it. And to me, because it's in those human-made contexts, it feels very futuristic. And it looks like, if you look at the flowers, it's like a little spaceship. So I was saying to Amy, that's got to be included, because to me, that's such a future plant, because it will become more prevalent as our urban areas expand. And I'm just interested in how these plants are evolving and becoming part of this unnatural habitat that we're creating. So I was like, that's for all of those reasons, it's got to be that one first. So, and then Amy took it obviously in another direction, which is really cool. And I think even now that poem to me does feel very modern and cool. And the woman in it, we kind of think of her as this cool party person, the person that you want to talk to, I think. So it's very, so it was very, that's where that one came from, and it just carried on in that way, I think.
Have you seen, so Payam's brought it up, you know how people are chalking the weed names along the pavement at the moment? I don't know if you've been doing that, Jack.
I may have done a few. Actually, no, no, I would never do something like that.
And what's your favourite poem, Laura says?
I love the one that I love the one that was read last today. It's the darkest I got. I don't want to die, but I need to know it's possible. I was so drunk when I wrote that. I mean, I wasn't feeling sad. It wasn't like a weird, like, down day. It was just, I was pissed, so I was a bit more adventurous with the language. What's that? And I was in Barbados.
Oh, very happy.
You could have told me, Amy. I would have got drunk before I read it.
Oh man, sorry. You can sit. There's still time.
What about you, Jack? Do you have one?
I like so many of it. The funny thing with the House of Weeds is, although I'm really close to it, with the illustrations, it's like I'm reading someone else's work. So I keep going back to it again and again. And the more I read through it, the more I take from it. So I love so many of them. And it's really weird because every time I hear the poems or read the poems, they're different to how I remember. It's like the poems keep changing, which is so weird. Being new to the world of poetry. My favorite one, I really love the one that I did tonight. I asked Amy, I was like, please can I do this one again? Because I feel like it, to me, it speaks into the wider world. So I really like that one. But I think one of my favorites is the one about ferns, the creep. Because I think that one, it talks so much about society and it says so much more than the words. So I really like that. I love the way that it's highlighting this person that we would all walk past, but actually they are a person. And then also like it makes us feel better thinking about someone in a certain way when actually we could have completely misinterpreted them. So it says so much about society and ourselves. It really it bounces backwards and forwards to me, that poem. So I really like that one. And I love ferns, so.
Nina wants to know, how long did the project take? So I think, how long did the book take to get together between you? And also that the actual house, she said it's unreal, and how nature can inhabit ghost spaces.
How long did it take? I think we kind of paced through it, didn't we? Because we had quite a system. So Jack would send me the name of the weed, and then we kind of chat about what person it was. So every single weed in the book has a proper life. They have a backstory, they have a character, they have flaws, they have, like, you know, weirdness. And so we'd always chat about that person. And then I'd just, sometimes it would take me a month to write a poem, other times it would take me 2 hours. But all in all, I think it only took 6 months because it just clicked, didn't it, Jack? Like, as soon as we started talking about it, it really clicked, and it just felt like the right thing to do, especially since, like, weeds is Jack's thing, and the whole idea of them being the rebel of the garden, and these things that someone, you know, these amazing beautiful plants that someone years ago decided were too unruly and didn't belong in the garden. That's totally his thing, and it was so inspiring for me. And as soon as we started talking about that, it just kind of, yeah, we powered through it.
We did, yeah. I remember there's almost 2 bursts, wasn't it? You had the poem burst that you did, and I think I can't remember how long it took. It was like, you actually seemed to do it very quickly, but you'd sit on it, you do the chunk, and you'd sit on it for a little while and do it again. But the amount of time, probably, I'm sure in your mind it was dwelling for a long time. The actual writing, it seemed to take too long. And then the actual illustrations, it's probably, I think it was about 6 weeks, the illustrations spread out. And I remember each one took me between half a day, or somewhere between like a bit of a day and a full day, depending on which one it was. Because I'd go backwards and forwards, and I'll do a test one, and I'd go back and do more. And I'll discuss it with Amy, and then I'll tweak it. And the whole thing was so collaborative. It really was, in terms of the word, I think we smashed the word collaboration. It was so collaborative, but it was brilliant to do that with Amy. Obviously, we're good friends as well. So that experience was really good.
And what I love is that so many people say that the illustrations are like nothing they've seen before. Like, someone in a review said they're slightly reminiscent of some of Leonard Cohen's stuff, but so many people have said that the illustrations are just so different, and they kind of look like they're living, and they kind of look like they're in pain, and they're so colourful. And that's for me, like, I've never seen anything like it. And it's just like, I dread to think what the book would be if it didn't have all of those illustrations. Like, it wouldn't be, I mean, obviously it wouldn't.
Like, I think this sounds like a literal crime scene. Like, is what I'm thinking. Like, it literally looks like a bit like a murder mystery, but I love it. We got another question about what your favourite poem is, but outside of the House of Weeds, so in the world.
Oh, Jack, you've probably got.
I did think I was being mean to Jack here.
The Philip Larkin one, They Fuck You Up, Your Mum and Dad. You just can't top it.
Classic, love it. And then, how come the focus on desire outside of societal rules? So what inspired you to focus on that?
Ooh.
Deep.
Yeah. What we wanted to do with the Weeds characters is the whole point of Weeds is that they're really happy with themselves. It's society that's not happy with them. And so we wanted to find all of the different taboos, particularly around the turn of the 19th century, which is when the book is set, from 1897 to 1941. We wanted to find the things that were kind of most taboo and that society would not necessarily be able to get its head around. And so obviously sex and lust and desire was quite a prominent theme, because around that time it would have been a massive taboo, as well as, like, another major theme of the book is neurodiversity, I suppose, mental health, mental difference. But again, like, hopefully the thing that kind of comes out from it is that every single character in the book, whether they're a creep like the Fern, or just slightly eccentric like the Cat's Ear and a bit hysterical, they're fine with themselves. Like, they're cool with it. It's just everybody else that has the problem.
I thought it was really it's interesting to hear it talk about desire, because with the illustration, we haven't ever actually talked about desire with the illustrations, but there were a few where it naturally felt like I wanted to ramp up desire and lust and the almost eroticism of it. So my background is at university way back when. I studied, as part of my degree, I studied sexology, and then I've studied fine art.
Wait, what does that entail? Sorry, what's sexology again? Not again. I've never heard of that still. What is it?
Everyone wants to know, but I can never reveal. All I'm going to say is that they're the only ones I got over 90% on. But no, it's basically a psychological study of and social study of sex, and it's
I'm going back to uni.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I found it fascinating, which I did quite well on it. But and then went on to fine art, and it was painting still life with people naked. And at the beginning of that was really awkward, having naked people in front of me. But it was just starting to understand the beauty of bodies and how that works, and actually how everyone can be desirable. And yeah, so in a way, it's interesting that should be brought up, because I did push it in the illustration, some of the illustrations as well.
You'll notice actually there's a couple of illustrations that are basically Jack.
That's not true. They do not look like me.
He sat in a mirror. He sat naked looking in the mirror and drew himself. Jack.
That was fun.
Yeah. And the one, hang on, the eagle. This guy is absolutely Jack.
He does not look like me.
I don't know how you did your own side profile, but
with a mirror, I just held it.
Oh, sorry, that's the thing with Zoom, isn't it? You're always talking over someone. Unless anyone has any burning questions, I'm just going to tell you about the book and where you can get it. And then I'll keep an eye on the comments to see if anyone wants to ask any questions. So this is the lovely book between Amy and Jack. This is what it looks like, and it's available all major online retailers and Fly on the Wall Press, www.flyonthewallpoetry.co.uk. It's £8.99. It comes with a free postcard, which is cool. So you can tell all your friends how much you enjoyed the House of Weeds. yeah, it's been a pleasure to have you, and thank you to all the performers. It's really great to hear different voices and from all different walks of life. I especially enjoyed our TikTok star. It was lovely to have a younger voice, and thank you to Amy for getting everyone together here, and obviously the performers were amazing, I agree, and to Jack and Amy for writing the book so we can all be here celebrating it, because it's a wonderful collaboration. It's been amazing to hear all about it today.
Thanks,
Amy and Jack, do you want to close up, say thank you to everyone, and then we'll all go and have beverages for the rest of our Friday night?
What I will say is that as soon as the world is normal again, we're going to turn this into an immersive exhibition where people can go into their house and there'll be sound and smells and whispers and crazy stuff. It's absolutely going to happen. So you can literally enter the house and read yourself.
Will be amazing. I'm very much looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'd love to see the wildflowers.
Absolutely. Okay, everyone.
Thank you for coming, everybody. Thank you. Cheers, everyone.
Thanks so much for coming, everyone.
Incredible. Thank you.
Ciao.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Good night.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks so much.